What up, YouTube? Y'all already know what it is, man. It's True Grit Boxing News. Checking in with another video, man. Hey, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, turn your notification bell to all so that every time that I drop, you will be the first to know, man. Hey, follow me on this journey as I bring y'all this exclusive boxing news from a True Grit Boxing News perspective, guys. So, on this installment of True Grit Boxing News, man, we talking about the upcoming fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, guys. This bout is scheduled to take place March the 25th, with Gervonta Tank Davis coming in at 30 wins, no losses, no draws, 28 wins by the way of knockout, fighting out of Baltimore, guys, versus Lamont Roach, who is coming in this fight at 25 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 10 wins by the way of knockout, fighting out of Washington, D.C. This is a Baltimore, D.C. rivalry, guys. So I want to come in and chime in on my perspective and what I think about this fight. And, virtually just give a complete breakdown and analysis of the fight. So Lamont Roach is a pretty solid fighter. Coming in at super featherweight, he's a solid fighter, right? Solid fighter, which means he's gonna have to step up to lightweight to challenge Gervonta Tank Davis at 135 pounds, which I believe this fight, that's where it's taking place, right? Lamont Roach is solid, right? He's very solid, good boxing ability, good skill, right-handed fighter, going against the southpaw in Gervonta Tank Davis, who has all of the power in the world. Do I feel like this is a top-tier type of fight, guys? I have to be honest. No, I do not think so. Lamont Roach is a formidable opponent. He is a good, solid fighter. But going up against Tank, I really don't see Lamont going to be able to handle what Tank is going to bring to the table, guys. I believe this fight will end in a knockout, and Gervonta Tank Davis will pad his record with another electrifying performance, getting a stoppage KO victory. I'm not sure exactly what round it would take place in, but I do believe Gervonta is definitely going to be able to get Lamont on up out of there. Seriously. I feel like Gervonta Tank Davis has the experience on his side, and he has that ultimate equalizer on his side, which is that power. Now, Lamont Roach only has 10 knockouts, guys, so that can be a telltale story to how hard he might actually punch, because he hasn't gotten that many guys out of there. 25, only 10 KOs, guys, versus Gervonta, 30 wins, 28 KOs. You feel me? So we know Gervonta definitely punches like a tank, guys. And I just don't believe that Lamont Roach is going to be able to withstand that power for the duration of this fight, however long it lasts. Being a 12-round championship bout, I do not believe that this fight will even make it to the second half, to be honest. Although Lamont Roach does have formidable boxing ability, he can move, he can stick, he can, try to keep Gervonta at bay with that jab, and then hopefully get that right hand pumping, which is the southpaw equalizer. But I just don't believe that Lamont is going to have enough. And Gervonta Tank Davis has a lot of experience. He sets traps. And I believe that Lamont, being a little bit inexperienced, especially under those bright lights, coined phrase by Floyd Mayweather, I'm the one that shine under the lights when it counts the most. This is going to be the biggest stage that Lamont Roach has ever been on. The environment is going to be something that he has never experienced in his boxing career. So this is definitely going to be a step up for him and something new for him when he walks in that electrified arena that's going to be sold out. The crowd cheering, like the crowd booing, never fighting on this type of stage, on that type of level. And every fighter is nervous before a fight, but I believe that will play a part in Lamont Roach's approach when he comes into this fight. And I think Gervonta Tank Davis is just going to capitalize on that. I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is the better skilled fighter. I do believe we are yet to see the best of Gervonta Tank Davis. We've seen him knock people out. We've seen him box pretty well. But I still don't think we've seen the best out of Gervonta Tank Davis. And let's just be honest, because his opponents that he's choosing, keyword, the opponents that he's choosing to fight they do not have the ability to bring the best out of Gervonta Tank Davis. And I don't believe Lamont Roach is going to be able to push Gervonta Tank Davis to that greatness that I think we all believe that he possesses. Right. So in this fight, I definitely believe it's going to be a knockout. I don't see the fight even going past 6 to 8 rounds. I think this fight is going to end pretty early. I think Gervonta is going to be able to figure out Lamont Roach pretty early. He's going to be able to catch Lamont Roach and get him out of there. Honestly, this is almost, I mean, I don't want to, disrespect Lamont Roach in no way, shape, or form. I do not disrespect fighters. I commend and salute anybody that laces up and gets in the ring. But this is almost like a tune-up type of a fight for Gervonta Tank Davis, at least the way it looks on paper. Although Lamont Roach only has one loss, and then his one loss has come to the hands of former world champion Jamal Herring. And I just believe that Lamont Roach just is not going to have what it takes to shine against Gervonta Tank Davis. And this will look like a tune-up style fight where Gervonta Tank Davis is going to shine bright like a diamond, get the knockout victory, and then we're all going to be wondering what is next for Gervonta Tank Davis going forward. Now, as I said, we want to see the best be pulled out of Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm sure that's what you all want to see. That's definitely what I want to see here at True Grit Boxing News. We want to see the best Gervonta Tank Davis on display. We want to see Gervonta Tank Davis pushed to the limit. We want to see that monster, that part of Gervonta that we've all been waiting on to see, the part of Gervonta that his own trainer Calvin Ford has always said that we have not seen yet. We want to see that monster, and he needs a dancing partner that's going to bring that out of him. So the question to the boss hog, Gervonta Tank Davis, when is he going to fight an opponent that will 100% bring that out of him? Now, we never know, right? Because there's names out there, Shakur Stevenson. There's names out there, Keyshawn Davises. There are some names out there, Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. There are names out there, right, that I feel like could possibly push Gervonta Tank Davis to that wall and see and bring it out of him, right? But we don't know till the fight happens. He may get in there with a Shakur and dominate Shakur like he does anybody else. He may get in there with Lomachenko, Keyshawn, Devin Haney, anybody, and we may think that these fights are the fights that are going to push him, and it may not, but we at least want to see Gervonta Tank Davis fight the upper echelon, the top fighters of the division. It appears Gervonta Tank Davis is just fighting, I wouldn't say more easier opponents. I would say just the lesser than the top of opponents. In his last fight, he fought Frank Martin, in which Frank the Ghost Martin, good solid fighter, just as well as Lamont Roach, good solid fighter, but he's not on the level of a Shakur Davis. I mean, of a Shakur Stevenson. Excuse me. He's not on the level of a Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. We want to see him fight the best of the division. Even a Williams Zepeda is at a higher stature than Frank Martin and Lamont Roach. He did fight Ryan Garcia, which Ryan Garcia had never been a champion, had never been considered one of the top guys at the weight class, but he does have a name that rings bells, right? And just looking at Gervonta Tank Davis's resume, like, you just cannot really point out the top guys of the division that he's fought outside of Jose Pedraza when he got that belt from him. Then after that, I mean, he did fight a Yorokis Gamboa, in that fight against Gamboa, Tank dominated Gamboa. He got him out of there. Although Gamboa had tore his Achilles and had a bunch of things going on, a lot of people felt like Tank should have been able to stop Gamboa a lot earlier, but he did get the stoppage, and the Gamboa was at the end of his career when that fight took place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, Tank, we want to see you fight the top guys. So we know you're fighting Lamont Roach March 25th. So the next fight, which is probably going to be somewhere in the fall, of next year, we want to see Tank and Shakur. Like, let's just be honest. We want to see Tank and Shakur, and hopefully that is the fight that we will get next. If it's not Shakur, it needs to be somebody that's at the top of the game at the lightweight division, even a Lomachenko or somebody of that stature. But it has to be a top guy, Tank. We really don't want to see any more of these kind of tune-up, kind of like fights, you know, with guys that really don't have the names of the guys that are in the division with you. You know, bringing guys up, draining guys down. No, we want to see you fight the top guys right at where you are, especially with Tank hinting at retiring. So before you leave, Tank, give us the fights against some of the best names. If you don't do that, I personally believe that will taint your image and that will taint your legacy if you never really can show your resume showing that you fought the top guys of your division. So guys, this is True Grit Boxing News signing out with another video, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, support the channel, comment down below, turn your bell notification to all so that every time I drop, you will be the first to know. Peace.